This is Eddie the Yeti, and you're watching Super Saturday. Yeah, baby, yeah!
She's sick. She's sick. She's sick.
Saturday Halloween special.
It's story time here on Super Saturday. Tonight's story is The Haunted Mansion.
Have you ever been in a haunted mansion? I have, and I'd like to tell you about it. It was an old house, sitting all alone at the end of a dark street. There was a high iron fence around the property with a rusty, squeaky gate. The sidewalk leading to the porch was broken and overgrown with weeds. The wind was blowing the trees, and the branches made strange noises as they brushed against the house. I entered the open front door and was greeted by a ghostly voice. Good evening, welcome to the Haunted Mansion. The voice seemed to be coming from the art gallery. Good evening, I said in a shaky voice. Do you mind my being here? Not at all, the voice replied. We have so few visitors. May I show you around? We, my ghost host and I, went into the art gallery. The paintings were very strange. They seemed to be stretching. In fact, the entire room was getting taller. The ceiling was going up, and the floor was going down. A panel in the wall opened, and I ran out of the gallery and into the corridor. Along one side of the corridor were windows. From them, I could see the garden outside. It had begun to rain and thunder. When the lightning flashed, it changed the pictures on the opposite side of the corridor into weird shapes and ghostly creatures. At the far end of the hall, I could see a staircase leading to the second floor. I climbed the steps very slowly, not knowing what I would run into next. The air got colder, and I could hear the rain splashing against windows. I walked down the hall, and there in the conservatory was a coffin. Don't scream. You may wake up one of our guests. Come this way. Madame Leota is waiting for us. Madame Leota was a spirit. In fact, she was just a head in a crystal ball. She called into objects in the seance room, and they began to float around. There was a table, a lamp, a horn, a bell, and a drum, all in the air at the same time. I could hear music from another room, and went to investigate. I passed the strangest clock. It was a grandfather type, but it had 13 hours instead of 12. The music was coming from the grand hall. As I stood on the balcony and watched, I couldn't believe my eyes. It seemed to be someone's birthday, and the ghosts were having a wonderful time. Some ghosts were sitting at the dinner table, while others were playing on the chandelier overhead. Several ghosts danced to the haunting refrain played by a grinning organist. A thumping sound attracted my attention. It came from the unfinished attic. There, in the darkened room, stood a ghostly bride. Her heart glowed red with each beat. I turned to run out of the attic, but another image blocked my way. He was a large cloaked figure, whose head disappeared from his shoulders and appeared in the hat box he held in his hand. I climbed out of the window and onto a balcony, then down a tree, and I was greatly relieved to be out of that house. Now, I had another problem. I was out of the house, but in the graveyard. I tried to get help from the caretaker, but he was more frightened than I. He and his dog just stood there, shaking. Down the path I went. I passed a group of singing minstrels who paid no attention to me at all. A group of cats and a family of owls joined in spooky harmony. I passed a king and a queen teetering on a gravestone, and a hearse stuck in the mud. There were ghosts riding bicycles and a masked executioner singing a duet with a decapitated knight. 3 hitchhikers stood on the side of the path. "Beware, my friend," said the ghost host. "They may try to follow you home." I ran the rest of the way down the path, through the crypt and out the gate. At last my adventure was over. I was frightened, but intrigued. I'd like to visit that house again and unravel its mysteries.
Now that you enjoyed the story, check out this monster hit music video.
Before Kooky Spooks, The Face, or even Top Stone, Ben Cooper ruled the Halloween costume scene. Ben Cooper was founded in 1937 by Ben Cooper Sr. in Brooklyn, New York. One of the very first licenses was from the Walt Disney Company back in the 1940s. The costumes were a staple of Halloween, appearing in such stores as Kmart, Walmart, Target, Children's Palace, Toys R Us, etc. Many characters were released, including Masters of the Universe, Universal Monsters, The Lone Ranger, Sesame Street, which took Ben Cooper 10 years to get the license, Star Wars, which immediately sold out of their costumes immediately upon release in 1977, superheroes, and others. The 1990s were a rough time for Ben Cooper. After 1992's Batman Returns failed to garner them sales, Ben Cooper went out of business. Since 1992, the rights and trademarks are owned by Ruby's Costumes. A book was put out, An Old School Halloween by Jason Young. Inside are many photos of the different costumes that were made available by Ben Cooper. A feature on Frank Romano showcases his costume artwork from his time with Ben Cooper. Sadly, Mr. Romano passed away in 2021 at the age of 97. The book is divided into chapters, lumping the costumes together according to their theme. A photo gallery of children in their costumes are featured toward the end of the book. The book has since sold out, but can still be purchased via a bundle pack, which will sell out very soon. Happy Halloween from Super Saturday.